You guys ready to hear a little movie analysis on the dude? Because I'm rambling again tonight. But I got a theory about the dude. See, I think that the dude is a bipolar organizer. And I'm going to tell you why. See, the dude, he's unemployed. He doesn't know what fucking day it is. Half the time, anyway. And that's just, to me, he might be in a manic or depressive episode, who knows. But the thing about the dude is, like, you know, he ends up in some weird situations that only bipolar dudes that I know end up in. To where the point, you know, where Davino thinks he's a Brother Seamus, a dick like he is. But really, he's just the dude. And someone came into his private residence and they peed on his fucking rug. And if there's one thing about the dude and Walter and, you know, even Donnie, really, it's that they stand up to fascists. And they're all victims of capitalism, just like all of us. And so the dude, and I'm talking about the dude here, he goes through a lot of the struggles organizers go through. He's got friends and comrades whose theory isn't quite right, but they are the everyman, the proletariat, if you will. In fact, Donnie wears a different shirt in the movie to every, you know, bowling excursion that they go on, suggesting that Donnie represents the everyman, which is why it's so poignant when he dies, you know, a total victim of circumstances brought about by capitalism and nihilists. You can say what you will about capitalism, at least it's an ethos, and its ethos is to kill people or imprison them or suck taxes and, you know, money from them. Endless consumerism. That's why the dude doesn't spend hardly any money in the movie, right? And the lesson of the dude is not to get up, you know, like tied up in all these ins and outs and what have yous of the capitalist system, because every time you do it, you're gonna get hurt. The dude is doing what he's supposed to do most of the time, which is abiding at home, not spending much money at all, and when he does, you know, it's just to get a burger with some friends, man. But capitalism literally finds the dude, confuses him with someone else, and demands money from him. And that aggression would not fucking stand with the dude. And in that sense, we should all be like him. We cannot let fascist capitalist aggression stand. But you know, sometimes the dude, he maybe smokes a few 2Js and has a few too many acid flashbacks, and he has some crazy ass dreams, man, and that causes him to go down some of these manic, you know, avenues that aren't really him, right? Like, he's not really gonna cut off Larry Johnson, right? He just heard some capitalists say that and thought it might work as a threat, and that was one of the mistakes he makes in the movies. But he was probably manic, dude, and that doesn't excuse it. It just maybe explains it a little more. And so that is why I think the dude is, you know, just an organizer who's doing his best to navigate comrades whose theory isn't quite there yet, but he knows their heart's in the right place, and their ride or dies, literally. And those people are more valuable than anyone else when you're organizing. Resist and abide, dudes. Oh, and let's not forget, dude, that he was one of the original fucking authors of the Port Huron Statement, the original version, not that fucking compromised second draft. So the dude's been, you know, organizing since at least his college days, back when he was occupying various administration buildings, smoking a lot of Thai stick. So yeah, the dude's an organizer for sure. And today, the real dude, he'd be standing up for Palestinians too. So, okay, really resist and abide for real this time, dudes.